Hello, my name is Julia Poirier, and I am a book and paper conservator at the Chester BT. Today, I would like to share with you some observations on Samaritan manuscript production. Manuscripts and binding made by the Samaritan community in Palestine and the diaspora from Egypt and Syria between the 12th and the 16th centuries represent a little-known bookmaking tradition. This tradition is related to, but independent from, other Mediterranean manuscript typologies. The Samaritans are a religious community from around modern-day Israel and Palestine, which uses the Samaritan Pentateuch as its primary religious text. From the early 12th century to the mid-16th century, the Samaritan Pentateuch was traditionally written on parchment by folios and bound in a codex form. These manuscripts were often large and heavy, with a squarish format, but there are also smaller copies suggesting a range of use from ceremonial to personal. To make parchment, animal skins, probably sheep in this case, were soaked, cleaned and scraped until smooth. The veins of the animals and other imperfections in the skins, such as tool marks from the parchment making process, are still visible on the parchment surface in these manuscripts. Next, the scribe would prepare the pages for the text to be written by pricking the parchment by folio at the edges and scoring lines between them. The ink used by the Samaritans was usually a mixture of carbon and iron gold inks. Varying quantities of each would create different shades from black to light brown in color. In the case of this 13th century manuscript, CBL HEB 751, the parchment folios have suffered damage through centuries of use and preserve some ingenious sewing repairs using long parchment strips or threads throughout the manuscript. We don't know exactly how Samaritan manuscripts were bound, but recent research suggests that they were probably bound using an integral wooden handband plate. This sewing style incorporated two wooden blocks at the head and tail of the spine to maintain the shape of the codex. The manuscripts didn't have any additional covering, such as board or leather. Instead, as you can see in this example, the manuscript's first quire starts with a blank folio, which acts as a protective cover for the rest of the manuscript. This role as the only cover to the manuscript would also explain why the first and last pages were often repaired so extensively or are now missing.